Alright, welcome back to Kings of the Old World Qualifier number 4, and we've got our buggy scroll speed, which I won't hesitate to mention. And that aside, we have Yukietty here on the Incas in the pink trunks, up against Raikou in the red trunks. Raikou on Chinese, Yukietty on Inca. So welcome back to the best of 3 and the round of 32 for Kings of the Old World Qualifier number 4 for this mighty 9 grand tournament. It's going to be the biggest tournament for AoE 3 this year. Looks to even hit the 10 grand mark. So holla holla, get dollar guys. Raikou having taken the opening game in this series, or Yukietty looking to even the scores here on Napier River. Going for an early. Well, he's going for his Cancha house now. Does generate food. So he's wise to add that as soon as he's got the wood for it, rather than delaying until he hits 9 to 10 population. Raikou going for the trading post before he gets his village, because it won't generate food as such. It'll actually just fatten up his goats, which isn't so useful. It's sort of a fallback if he gets caught, basically not with having food gathering going. And, you know, extinguishing all his hunts before he's actually got all his rice paddies out. Well, 2 Cancha houses is basically free colbertism. That's the food generation tech for the European civs. So Yukietty, it's a bit like playing English really. The earlier you can add your houses, the more of an eco boom it actually gives you. And you are sort of incentivized to try and add them a little bit earlier than you get to the population cap. Whereas other civs, you know, it's really cost effective to try and squeeze every last little bit out of your population before you add the houses. Unless you're, say, looking to go for an early northern refugees opening, and you want to get, you know, 2 or 3 villages out, so you're actually going to generate 4 settlers or 4 villages. So it's just a bit of a difference in philosophies behind optimizing the build to its full extent, and really utilizing the unique techs on offer here. So Raikou going for Russian allies. This will actually let him get a blockhouse out as he's going to age up. So he's doing this for getting T export. He gets 100 export and also builds a consulate for free, so it skips having to gather the wood. And then he'll have the export he needs to get a blockhouse out, saving again on wood because he gets both a tower and a military production facility in one. Well, Yukietty for the moment is going for American allies, so he wants to actually get a free native embassy and get military production that's not going to take up population space. So when Inca was first released, this used to actually give you access to up to all 3 native allies. Nowadays, you get to pick and choose between the 3. So it's been slightly nerfed, but even still, it's hella versatile. Yukietty gonna creep forward with his embassy wagon. He's been harassing Raikou's trading post ever so slightly, so he knows all about it. You can probably send the Chasky to just go and make sure he's not going to be taking the other one. Yukietty even slowly harassing the villager now. It looks like Raikou's going to try and pick off the Guardian because it is free XP for him. He will be able to kill this extremely quickly and force Yukietty to bring the Chasky in. So a couple of converted Guardians and the Chasky going to have to hightail it out of there. Another Chasky as well. If Yukietty, and he's got that embassy. And that's cool, because we're playing on a European map. We get a different structure for the native embassies than what we would in the other different regions, so that's pretty nice. And looks like Joe is about to meet Joe Mama. So Summer Palace finishing up here for Raikou. He's going to get standard armies on the way. It looks like we've got lightning warriors here. The Yukietty. Again, no population consumed by constructing these guys. A little bit resource inefficient, but at the same time, it's not hard for our Inca player to just gather the wood and food he needs to train these guys. And here we go. He's actually started to add Tambos here so he can access the European native units as well, adding Tatars and Boyars. So he's just shipped native treaties, which has also helped flesh out his other Aztec units here, Zapotec units. So things looking a little rough for Raikou here, having to try and defend against this Incan native rush. Yukiety's rush play, phenomenal stuff. No one can accuse him of abusing the map now, because he can't convert the mills. So Raikou is going to succumb to the Incan rush by the looks of things. Although he is going to be shipping a whole bunch of pikemen, and that standard army should arrive by the time this blockhouse does go down as well. Yukietty able to keep streaming in Chimu runners, or shipping Chimu runners and training up some more Zapotec warriors. Not training any more Tatars for the minute, or any shock riders, but he should be able to take out all this pikemen, and then behind that he might be able to add some more so he can try and take out the structure as well. It's Raikou gonna find it difficult to gather through all this. What does he send from here? I mean, he can send step riders, or maybe can't quite afford Rattan soldiers, so he's gonna have to tap out here. Yukietty takes game number 2 in this series.